What up? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Dr. Funk podcast. Thank you guys so much for subscribing on YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes. You can even listen to us on Spotify. Thank you guys so much for donations. It's always appreciated. On this episode, we will be discussing other things going on, such as Cosmic Day, Paisley PARK, Peloton, and Sirius Radio. What's going on with that now? Hello, Anna. Hello, everyone. Hello, the world. Hope you guys are doing well. We just did a quick pre-show on Instagram, and people are just tired because of the heat. Hey, Susie. Hey, Connie. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Terry. Are you guys like keeping the guys away? Where are the guys at? Or are they just being silent as usual? How are you guys doing? Good evening, Tanya. So it's good to see you guys. My designer has been away. Hello, Lacey, on a much needed vacation. Hello, Judy and everyone. Let me tell you something. I miss having my designer. Maybe that's why Paul Peterson was in the room before on Instagram. Let me say, when we have our digital flyers, you have the guest. I feel like we have them locked in because there's big guests we're trying to have on. And let me tell you, with what's going on in the world, these artists, their schedule is even more discombobulated. What's up, Rio in the house? You know, Susie, apparently, at least each time that I've logged in for having stars, it's saying that it's only available overseas. It's not available for American audiences yet, which is ridiculous. I mean, I'll try it again right now while we're live on the air to take care of it, but I'll see the option and then I'll try to log in for it, and it won't let me. So yeah, Paul, jump in here if he's around for the 35th anniversary of the Family's album. Yeah. But you can always send money through PayPal or Venmo. But yeah, like I saw that stars thing and I was trying to sign up for it immediately. It's saying first it wasn't available and then it was saying available overseas. So what up, Mark? Thank you. But yeah, I'm really trying to get that stuff on. What up, Tia? Watching on Twitch. So yes, and Mia on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being on. But yeah, I'm gonna get through to stuff. You guys have heard the Cosmic Day that dropped. What do you guys think of that? And I'm sure that's one of the songs that people were looking forward to on the set. And now you've had Witness for the Prosecution, I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man, 1979, and now Cosmic Day. Two of those were not circulating. So, hello. But I'm curious about your thoughts on Cosmic Day. I think what happens with songs like that haven't been circulating and it's been like a holy grail item, some people are a little bit let down. Sylvia likes it a lot. Good evening, Elaine. And, you know, that was when it's one of the tracks that may have been a minute of it circulating, but not the rest of it. Tia's loving the remastered Cosmic Day. But I think that the more people listen to it, the more they're going to appreciate it. But at first, I think some people were a little bit underwhelmed by it. I just wish that there was more promotion by it, or that we'd be seeing like the followers on the Prince accounts increasing with these posts, or the visibility of it. I think that the hardcore of us know about it, but the other stuff, it doesn't. Brandon says, I love the different direction Cosmic Day takes harmonically. Guitar solo Cosmic Day is great. This is Cody. Mark, I'm not sure I understand the release strategy. Cosmic Day is a holy grail item. It's a reason alone to buy the set. See, you're thinking like I'm thinking, like it's one of those things, but eventually, I believe this set will unfortunately leak before the September 25th release date. But I'm with you on that. Is two things that were not circulating. I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man and now Cosmic Day are now both out there before the set comes out. Now, if we could say for certain that it's hitting up the casual fan, more so than the hardcore fan that's going to buy this set, I'm behind it. But there has to be a different strategy. And it's just like, it seems like it comes to the promotion of it usually with for these sets is through Uncut Magazine, overseas magazines and interviews. Then you have the press releases for the music dropping. But is it hitting the casual fan? Can I play it right now? Not with Facebook, not with YouTube. That's not going to be happening. If someone wants to drop the link, you guys can drop the link and listen to it. Was it talking about sound like a George Harrison song? We're talking about Mindset on You or a different one. Right. But when you're putting money into these press releases and stuff where you have Rolling Stone, Iowa Reporter, and Variety covering it, that's showing that you're trying to get the casual fans interested in, but I don't think that marketing strategy is working. The Now Talks about Hustle There's a New Year's Eve concert being posted on YouTube. It seems like it's all slipping out. Yeah, there's so many things on that list that aren't circulating. I do believe Cosmic Day is a strong track trip. What else is unreleased? Just my opinion. Here's hoping. It's just one of those things. Someone can drop that YouTube link for it. Would be great. If we can get permission for stuff like that, just like we used to have permission in the original show to do it. The numbers are like everywhere right now. The original show, to where Prince gave us permission to play the music, would be a little bit different. So, but here's hoping that, there is a lot on the set that's going to come out that people don't have, but we also want to attract an audience, whether it's people that fell off or getting new people involved in it. So, don't tell me that the comments have stopped. I'm seeing the numbers going everywhere, so I'm worried about that. There we go. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate it. Not sure what's going on with the numbers fluctuating so much from 12 to 83, but I just hope it's a glitch, but it won't affect people watching the show afterwards, not live. So, look, when I first heard it, I'd rather hear stuff like that for the first time in my car or my system, but then you're getting it on YouTube first. So you're not getting exactly the best sound. Then you are getting it on iTunes and other things as well, but it's still MP3. It'd be really great to have that vinyl pressing of it first be heard, but I don't think that's going to be possible. We can enjoy it, and for other people who don't follow it as hardcore as we do, they can listen to it and enjoy it. See Susie and Andre posting, but nothing is coming through, unfortunately. What's up, Dwayne? Possible, Dwayne. Not certain on it. Don't want to talk about what they're doing, but you may be giving them an idea. I don't think they're going to pay you for it. Title, and hopefully you have the title that has the hi-fi audio for listening to it as well. But so the set doesn't come out till September 25th, a little over a month, and we have Witness for the Prosecution, Cosmic Day, and I Can Never Take the Sierra Man 1979 already out there. Probably the old heads are happy for the remasters and it's Prince. I'm going to buy it. Exactly. Old heads could be hardcore or purple heads. They are probably going to release more. I am just afraid that the week of that stuff will get leaked, but that's just how it goes unless you're Taylor Swift and you don't have physical copies and you just drop an album out of nowhere, you know. So I don't know what's going on with Susie and Andre, but your comments aren't showing up. You may want to exit the room and come back in and see if that fixes Facebook's glitch. But it'll come out Friday, September 25th for the Sign of the Times Deluxe Edition set. So, of course, if you're on the West Coast, you'll get that the day before. If you push it through iTunes and other stuff, you got the physical copies. You either be going to your record store or waiting for it to come through the mail. And hopefully it'll come through quick. I know we have the singles box set that's supposed to be coming out soon for those things as well. So I'm just checking if we get some other stuff. Someone's saying Peloton playlist for some of their stuff. As you saw with Peloton, doing kind of an exercise class thing with his music. Someone showed me that some of the set list, sending in a Sign of the Times, Mountains, I Want to Be Your Lover, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Nothing Compares to You. Wow, some slow stuff, eh? 5-minute Prince cool down rides. That's for the cool down. 10-minute Prince arms toning. Would be Sign of the Times, Mountains, and I Want to Be Your Lover. So we're showing our means. We're laying down with the rose in our mouths. I guess you can't see it. But thank you, Susie. I'm seeing the test, Andre. Order mine from the States. I won't get mine till October. October 2020? Is that fair for me to say? Is that fair? How do I think future releases will take shape after the finish with the big ones? Purple Rain, 1999, Sign of the Times. The others, while they might have great material, lack the punch and power in those 3 titles. No, it's just easier to promote those because they're more well-known in his other catalog. They may lack punch, but you have to be able to do stuff in order to be creative. The Sign of the Times material on its own is strong. There's other things that are strong, but they're not as well known. This is where marketing strategies of thinking artistically will come into play. Jill says the Peloton ride was fun for me, around 25,000 riders for a live ride. That's pretty cool. Wonder what other ones get. Yeah, it was awesome. Loved it. But they're trying different things. Peloton, not everyone has them. I remember the scandal last Christmas about, you know, the woman that was already looking healthy and her husband getting it for her and all those things. That seems like so long ago now. It's possible, Tia, we're just starting out with this, adding Twitch back into the mix, but I can see you. Whatever is the better format for you is where it's at. Can I talk about my relationship with Prince tonight? I love hearing your stories, many stories you want to tell. Maybe in the after show, we can do stuff like that. I'll have a little bit of an after show that'll be like trying to figure stuff out. Wish we could have got the stars figured out. I'm not even seeing it showing up in my feed right now. If you guys want to share that we're live right now on other pages, I forgot to say it at the beginning because usually I just try to get into it, but that would be great. Wow. I went into a different part of stuff. We're trying to look for the stars, but yeah. Again, when it showed up for me, it was saying that it's not available in my country. So I think seriously make the Prince channel permanent. No. What they want, they're just asking for too much. But, you know, if they continue to have it sporadically, it would be cool. But as you're seeing what happened today, I was supposed to play until Thursday, and then it was a Christian music station for a bit of time earlier today. Thank you for the Purple Rain poster comment. That's one of the ones that was at the Man's or Roman's Chinese Theater, outside the theater, or inside the lobby actually, of where Purple Rain was premiered. So kept posting emails so I can take a snapshot. I can send you some money. Sure, also that Peloton is awesome. The live ride was great. They talked about Prince and played great music. Vinyl, Prince fan. Many Prince fan. Vinyl's on my mind. And many new people. It was a great way to spread the love. Yeah. We should start a wish list. Vinyl, I like a Prince box set of last 2010. Plectrum, Electrum, Artificial Age, and the Hidden Runs. There could be some stuff coming out from that time period next year. Here's for the person that asked for an email. This should be good for PayPal and Venmo. The other stuff, I don't know about Cash App. People have been mentioning that. I don't know. But that should work for PayPal and Venmo, and I appreciate it. That could be a birthday gift. What is Virginia saying SMH about? I must have missed that. Are we talking about this Sirius radio station or Peloton or what? I don't have no Peloton, so I don't know how that was or how we can access it, but I'm glad to see that 25,000 people were involved in it, but I just feel that there could be other ways to promote things as well. I think we'll ever get a live concert released. I know he has a ton of video. Well, you're getting... you are getting the December 31st, 1987 show, but I'm sure that's not going to be remastered or Blu-ray or any of that stuff. So the versions you're seeing on YouTube will probably be close. Yes, the Xmas music. What was up with that, Virginia? I'm sure that someone was to blame, right? Some miscommunication, switching it 2 days early. Played Erotic City in the pre-ride, Kiss, When Doves Cry, Purple Rain, and other popular songs from the main ride of the Peloton. Hit and Run is awesome. 26,000. That's cool. I'm not a fan who complains about NEP music post-2016. We shouldn't complain about what we never had before. However, the audio for Cosmic Day is not great for a remaster. Any thoughts on why? Were you listening to it on YouTube or other things? Because... we'll do it. Yes. I don't know, Virginia, you can call me one of those weird people, but I used to play Last Christmas by Wham in the middle of July on repeat. Maybe I just wanted Christmas to come early. Maybe that's what someone was wanting. I mean, all the days float into the next. Maybe someone thought it was actually Christmas already, right? Raspberry the main ride. Are they playing the full versions when it comes to the Peloton on those, or is it just like samples of it? But Virginia, I'm being a little bit funny with that too. Just know that. But yeah. There you go. And I also want to touch base on Paisley Park and the Symbol statue. I love Last Christmas. What's not to love on that song? Except for other people covering it. As much as I love Taylor Swift, I didn't need a Last Christmas by Taylor Swift. And I'm being serious. I dig Taylor Swift, so you guys can give me crap over that. I don't care. She's actually someone who fights for artists' rights as well. Sound familiar? Raw like Camille, love the electric guitars. Full radio edits on Peloton. All right, so it isn't like half versions, but you're still getting radio edits. All right, that's cool. Sometimes when it comes to other people's music, we can have radio edits. When it comes to Prince's, sometimes I want that full version. We have to get it. Wham is cool. All right. I'm not going to dish you guys on that one. Not saying we'll blend it into a few songs. Okay. That's cool. I know what you mean with that. So now the Cosmic Day that someone was complaining about was trying to see what version they were hearing. It was just on YouTube, because sometimes YouTube doesn't give you the best sound. Tidal and iTunes and other stuff do. So let's get into the symbol statue of Paisley Park. I love how people first thought that it was going to be an air conditioning system. Kind of hilarious. Or some jokes that are going around like, oh, that's going to be the next super deluxe set. It's going to be that big. But the symbol looks very cool. And I think that Prince eventually would have had it. I mean, he was towards the end of his career. He had the cymbal microphone and all these other things. So I had a cymbal outside of Paisley Park. So, I like it. I'm curious why the lyrics to Paisley Park are in regular form and not the shorthand of the "your" and "say you believe." But I really do like it, and I love the way it looks at night with the purple lights, and that people can come and take photos of it. And I'm hoping that it's been bringing more people to Paisley. They may be local to check it out and go, you know what, screw it, let's take a tour. And the instructors are all about the Prince love. That's always good to have. I was thinking they did attach it to the building. No, they weren't going to do that. Yeah, I think the statue's a good idea. Can't wait to take my photo with this symbol and go back to Paisley. Zip lips. All right. I was wondering about that, but that's all I'm going to say is, will they maybe fix that, put the actual correct spelling that he'd have it? I can just see that purple side eye from here. Yes. I was here this weekend. It's beautiful. So the new symbol's cool. I'm going to go next year. Just another reason. Exactly. Now, apparently right now they're letting you inside the gift shop without having to take the tour. They do have some musicology tour items that Music Today was a part of that are there. Xenophobia shirts. I'm sure they ran out of the MPG Music Club computer packs, cases, I should say. So I probably should have done that. That's how I feel. Exactly. It's great that you now visit the store without a tour purchase. I mean, hello, because now you can get merch. Like, you're going to throw away money because you can't get $35. But you may have someone that wanted to drop a few $100s on merch. There you go. And just makes the other things that you're not getting everything. Well, my drinking looks good. It's boring. It's just Crystal Light with water. So that's it. With this, as the sun's going to start setting, it's going to become like 100 degrees in this room. So how to stay cool and hydrate. 30 minutes from Paisley, hoping to stop by soon. Hopefully you can do that, Jill. Is the airport store still open? I'm not sure it's been open with what's been going on with COVID, but it's still there. I just don't know if it's open. Maybe someone can verify that more that's been flying than I've been. And I miss Minneapolis terribly. This is the first year I have not traveled there in I don't know how long. And I miss it. I miss people from Minnesota big time, and just being part of stuff. So, in the trunk. 13-hour drive out of Canada. I can't wait to go. Well, make sure you'll have enough of the music. Maybe after that Sign of the Times release, you can play it all while driving up there. So, it is open. Okay, good. Thank you, Mika. So, but the symbol statue, that was a welcome surprise. Let's maybe fix the lettering. I haven't heard anything bad about the tours. I think people are enjoying it because now you're social distancing and there's less people inside it. So it goes to that. It's going to be super hot in Sacramento this weekend. Well, it's going to be 108 here. So I wonder what's going to be in Minnesota, because those Minnesota summers can be brutal for sure. Yeah, I've been seeing quite a few people post videos inside Paisley, inside the soundstage area, and where the merch is at, which I believe is in the same place. For the Ultimate Tour only, you can take video? Okay, that's still cool. Excuse me. Now on to other things that you guys want to talk about. We've covered the statue, we've covered the Sign of the Times Deluxe. I'm sure everyone in here has already ordered the Sign of the Times Deluxe, right? Did you guys join that contest? Where I'm sure you guys are wanting the second place prize more so than the first, getting that singles box set, right? Last time I was in Minneapolis, there was a ton of construction all around Electric Fetus in downtown General. I don't know that all yet. Brandon, I don't know if you heard about in Minnesota, but they have 2 types of winter there. One when there's construction and one when it's snowing. So that's all you get, man. Ordered? All right, you guys have ordered. No. What's going on, Pamela? You know, got a little over a month to try to save up to it. I know with what's going on in the world, it makes it a little bit hard, but sometimes you need these things that bring you joy to happen. The statue is one of the best things that's happened at the park since we lost it. I agree. I really like the statue. It's very classy, at least in my opinion of it. So you always see the Gun Mike Ultimate Tour. Actually, no, I got a Gun Mike here. Yeah, I'm on the DVD, and that's not in the deluxe. Yeah, it is. The DVD is in the deluxe set with the vinyl and with the CDs. And you know I'm coming soon. We'll see when that happens on stuff. Didn't order, but had to wait to see. I was getting fired first. Sorry to hear that. Still lots of construction, 35 West Internet downtown. There's always going to be construction in Minnesota. 2 seasons, winter and road construction, exactly. So, saving for celebration, which will hopefully be in 2021, right? Or the day one on sale, and yes, hoping to win the singles box set. I know people are upset about that, but I understand that they're trying to make something be limited edition. I do wish that there was some sort of thing that there's no music club right now, but it would be that the fans would know about this stuff beforehand. I mean, when it was announced, everyone else finds out at the same time, so they can have it, and then it's sold out that day. You know, the merch was in the MPG Music Club. Should we move down the MPG Music Club tomorrow? Or at the first day, there were links. We're up. Looking forward to 9/25/20. Thanks for making my day. Yes, it is. The DVD is the Miles Davis New Year's Eve show. There is an audio show of the Sign of the Times tour for the Netherlands that's also included as well. So you have an audio show, and then you have the DVD of the Miles Davis New Year's Eve show. So drove in last month, no problem getting around. Got to go on that. See, you just have to do it. Hey, Jesse, what's going on, man? Thank you, sir. I was looking good. Just trying to be healthy, trying to do everything I can to be around for a long time to frustrate people. Yeah. Man, we're just talking about everything here, talking about construction. I'm sure you guys are just like, your mind is blown. How come the 7-inch limited edition sold out so fast? Because there was only 1,987 copies made, and then the factory that made it in Detroit, Jack Black's record company, they have huge fans as well. So they probably purchased sets as well because they're fans of Jack Black and then that record label and printing company. So, not talking about the Sign of the Times movie, but I'll let Terry answer that one. Singles sold out as fast as Prince concert tickets. I think Prince concert tickets would have sold out even faster, but yes. So, you're healthy and make a plane for all us to stand. Jesse, like one of my favorite experiences of the celebration last year was dancing with you in the soundstage area when they were playing the Prince live shows where no one's dancing. And I just said, screw it. Let's go to a corner instead of just sitting and just dance. And there you were to join in on the fun. And just one of those things. That's why it's like, it's great to have that footage. But man, like, how can you be sitting down where there's something that funky playing, you know? When do I think a controversy deluxe set with the second coming will appear? When Sony decides it's the right time, we'll see that stuff. I'm sure that Warner Brothers has another set that they want to put out of the deluxe to get your money, to release. So I'll be going through that stuff. But that one you guys should enjoy as well, just as much as the Sign of the Times Deluxe. Although, like I said, the music is the best promotion for that. The Sign of the Times music and other things that he had during that. Your puppy chewed at the corner of your Prince Forever vinyl box set. Did I get rid of the puppy? No. But you need to put your vinyl a little bit higher out of the puppy's reach. It's not a cat. So you can do that. So, but yes. God, just talking about Paisley and that stuff. I miss it. I miss Minneapolis and just being there and the creativity that flows through it. I've been inside these four walls for a very long time. And every time I go out, I run into other idiots. So this is the world we live in right now. I was super excited to see what you were wanting to share with us. Fans groups is still here. Thank you, Reginald. Just trying to continue what I was doing when he was here. It's not in the same aspect, but here's hoping in the future. Because like I said, we were able to play his music before on the other shows and share stuff. And it's basically looking out for the hardcore fans that you guys would get the information before, which may have helped you guys be able to get that singles box set that we were just talking about. So, I do remember that LA fans were upset about the Prince Grammy tribute because they announced the show at 5:30 in the morning through a press release, and the tickets were already on sale. The hardcore fans were having to buy tickets off the resale sites for up to $100 to $500. And they were upset that, they'll tell the Prince estate will tell us about a 1999 jacket that's $2,500 first, but something like this, they didn't take care of the fans. And I feel that there is a way to do that, to have them be inclusive and have other things set up, especially when you have an email list for merchandise. But it's one of those things. I just want them to look out more. So, because I talked to people that are hardcore fans, and they were just wanting to be done with the estate because they felt that they weren't being taken care of. And I don't want that. I want the hardcore to be taken care of, and I want a new audience being able to be brought in and not people capitalizing on other things. That's where it comes down to, is getting the old purple heads involved and new purple heads, and having people, being brought into that. I was referred to that moment. That's what made me smile and realize you were the one. Prince had you around because you're funky. Looking forward to Sign of the Times, Cosmic Days Heaven. We're all looking forward to that Sign of the Times and everything else coming out. Absolutely. But thanks. The relationship I have with Prince goes back a long way. Virginia probably knows that more so than others, but those that don't know, it's cool. But it is what it does. Yeah, we all miss Minneapolis. It'll always be a place in our heart. I want to go in early summer. I've only been in October. October is nice. Minneapolis is nice in October. It's it's not too hot, not too cold. In there, it's different since George Floyd. Yeah, we do. And we need, especially when you talk about Prince being a hero of Minneapolis and other things, that we need protection and total love for another in Minneapolis to be shining through big time. We need the Gold Experience remaster, including birthday shows from '95. Let's get that lawsuit taken care of with the most people in the world. But I hear, at least in court documents that I've read, that they're working on that. So let's see if it goes down. So, yeah. I loved it in July. Man, I remember 7/7/2007, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. You had to take a shower after taking your shower. It was that freaking hot, and you were that funky. Amen, Jill. I would like there to be one at Paisley. I just don't know how feasible that is with everything going on right now. I don't think it's for other reasons that they're not having it. Yes, the weather's beautiful in October. Man, I'll even take April right now. I miss Minnesota, that's all I'm going to say. Back to Sign of the Times for a sec. Does the DVD include any bonus footage or interviews? Not that I'm aware of, but there is a Sign of the Times DVD that someone wrote the intro to that came out last year overseas that has a bonus footage and a documentary DVD with it. But we can say about that, but that's for the movie. Can I show us some pictures of you and Prince from way back in the day sometime? There ain't none, except Afshin has one at a house party at the Oscars of 2006. And Prince walked in the room with Tamar. And this is it. Like, he didn't know he knew who I was in person, but he didn't know it was the same people online. J7 and Dr. Funkenberry. But he was like elbowing me, trying to get me to turn over into the photo. And I was looking this way while him and Tamar were this way while Ashley was taking the photo. And, you know, Prince is elbowing me, and I'm a pretty big guy. And I just wouldn't turn around, but he was trying to get me to turn into the shot. So Afshin probably has that somewhere, but you're against a side of my face. And there is other crowd stuff that Sam Jennings has. And I asked him not to put it out. So I appreciate Sam for not putting it out. Took myself by myself for the first time in October 2016 for the tribute concert. Nice during the day, cold at night. You know what? Someone gave me as a birthday present last year, and I didn't know this, but I guess the PRN family had like a Dance Till Dawn party or whatnot afterwards, and it was a t-shirt, and I got one of the t-shirts, and I was like very excited to get that because I didn't know about that. I did not go to the tribute concert. Blondell was hitting me up about coming, but I wasn't responding. What up, Kurt? It's also there in October for the tribute concert. It's chilly but nice. And right now, like I said, I just want to be able to fly on a plane again and be there and just chill with people that I don't see a lot of. I like it hot. August was good too. I was there in 2016 for the state fair. You like it hot, sweaty, and muggy, and with mosquitoes biting you. I got it. Yeah, that t-shirt, very thankful for that, I must say. So I didn't know about it, was glad to see it, and it made me be a little bit less sad about not going out there for New Year's Eve last year, which is on me. I should have just said, screw the cold, I'm going to be there. After party was the Muse till 4 a.m. See? Try to do like Prince would do it. Party till the sun comes up or close to it. But yes, let's talk about some other things you guys want to talk about. I know that you guys, hey, Dr. Greens from Australia, an idea what was the holdup with the piano and Mike Paisley Park release? Kurt's ready to go. In time. That deserves the attention and deserves a mighty big paycheck, in my opinion, for that to have it up. Go live at the Symbol J. Hey, we can do that. I will bring like a chair outside. We'll do a live show out there. But did me and Prince hang out as friends? Did you go to any games together, or was it mainly a work relationship? I'm just wondering. We didn't go any games. Like, he would call me his friend. I'd be like, I would be like, we didn't attend a game together. So yeah, bringing that up. But we would hang out a lot at times and just talk about the industry as a whole. And, you know, my main thing is not trying to get paid directly through him at first. It was through other people who are doing other things, because I didn't want to, I guess, be on the payroll at first for other things, but it had to turn into that just because, like, we had a conversation with his manager at the time, just that how much I was being asked to do and other things that were going on. He may have considered me a friend, but I felt it was more of an acquaintance thing, and he knew that I had his back. If he needed me to be there for something, I would. Like, he'd constantly wanted me to fly me out for things. I'd be like, bro, I can promote it from here. If you need me to go, I'll be there. If not, you know, I understand it. I just felt that there was always people trying to take advantage of when he was being nice and the things that he was offering. So I didn't want to do that. And sometimes it cost me not being part of so many big things, like the Dakota shows in 2013. I was supposed to be out there for that. He wanted me out there for the weekend before through that. And I didn't go. It was freezing New Year's Eve, but at least it wasn't, Mika, at least it wasn't how it was in decades past where you'd have to be standing outside New Year's Eve for 3 hours until Prince was ready to have you in, you know? So they're taking care of you. And there was a lot of stuff that was put on behind the scenes for New Year's Eve at Paisley to make that happen. So I'm appreciative, even though I wasn't there, that they were taking care of the fans and trying to do things right there and have an event there for the fans. Now it just seems like, when will that be able to happen again? So I'm grateful that they were able to do that. Piano Microphone Gala at Paisley, is the future release video or audio only? Well, there is video. We've seen it and it's great. So why can't it be video and audio? Did I get to play pool with Prince? No. But as we talked about before, he sure whipped my butt. Although I'm white, so there isn't a lot of it at table tennis. What's the possibilities of a compilation of songs from Peleton and Prince 2016 tour, not just Paisley shows? I'm sure you can get the Atlanta show. Although I feel Prince was being facetious when he talked about after the Atlanta show they was going to release it. I think there was stuff going on and he was trying to detract from it. But that Atlanta show was recorded. And from what I can hear of it at Paisley, he sounded freaking amazing. Just crazy with everything that was going on with him, for his voice to sound that wonderful, to be on that much when we knew he wasn't feeling well. And that's just great. What's going on, Travis? Speaking of hot weather out there in Arizona, huh? But yeah, I just would love to see these things happen at Paisley again, whether it's the Sign of the Times release party, although I just don't know if that's going to happen. Here's hoping that they can, it probably wouldn't be as crowded as the 1999 one was, or when they did the Beautiful Ones book release. So those are the fun facts. Fun fact, right after Purple Rain came out, I went to his house on Kiowa Trail and put my demo tape in a Ziploc bag and threw it over his gate, under his driveway, and left a message on the call box in case he was there. And I sure don't think he listened to that tape, sorry to say. Let's not worry about a petition, but the thing is having the right amount of money and other things for that release, because that's a huge release. That's his last performance at Paisley Park, and Prince, if he was here, that crap would not be coming out without a huge deal. Be looking at Netflix or some other things to have some of that stuff. Treasure memories. Let's get back to the Kiowa Trail thing of another house I heard a story from. Yeah, every memory with Prince was special. Even the first hour when we actually hung out and he knew everything and knew who I was finally. We got into an argument the first hour over Masters and YouTube. But, just trying to understand things. That's all. I saw him twice in the 80s in Toronto. He wore them lacy outfits with Sheila. He was playing the drums. He was so amazing. I've seen other concerts. They've all been so boring that I saw him in my hometown, Hamilton, Ontario, maybe 20 years ago at a small venue. That's wonderful, but he was just playing the guitar. I thought it was so boring. Wow. And he said if you came to the old Prince concert, you came to the wrong one. He played 3 old songs out loud. So after the 2 hours, that's all we got to see, Susie. That's probably One Night Alone tour you're talking about. I dropped the tummy out of his bike and rolled over it. Oh. Letter written about Prince's guitar, from Bono or from someone else. Documentary is still happening. As far as I know, it's still happening. It's still going on. You guys switch the directors, so that changes what was going to happen with stuff. So Ava is no longer working on it, but there's someone else there that is creative and is an Emmy winner working on it. So back to a story of Prince at his house from, I believe, 1982, 1983. It was before Purple Rain. And this person, hope they don't mind me sharing the story, they were dared by their friends to knock on Prince's door and talk to him. And she was kind of like, okay, fine. He probably won't be there anyway. He was there, but he didn't think he was going to answer. They felt he'll have a butler or someone else answer the door. And she knocked on the door. He answered, and he was like, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Can I have your autograph?" And he's all like, "What are you doing here?" or whatever. And then he's just like, "All right, if I give you the autograph, you promise never to come here again." And she goes, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Okay, hold on one moment." So he signed a piece of paper and gave it to her. And while he was signing it, Wendy and Lisa drove up. So he was expecting them, and that's why he answered the door. Now, years later, she was interviewing for a job at Paisley Park when it was first opening up. And they asked if there was any stories, if you had any interactions with Prince, and then she brought up that one. So after she had her initial interview, she met with Prince, and Prince was just laughing at her and remembered her. And that was Vicky, who was the assistant, would be the person answering the calls at Paisley Park from like 89 through 91, I believe. And was there when Pauly Shore, who was on our pre-show on Instagram, Pauly Shore, when he was doing live his Pauly show on MTV, Vicky was in that a lot. But apparently Prince was standing behind Pauly the entire time, or Pauly was looking for Prince. So that was just interesting. They talked about the trail home. That's a story I have from that. So grateful to have been at Paisley for the piano and microphone galley. He sounded amazing. You were also very gracious to chat for a bit. You guys make it sound like I'm not approachable. But thank you. It was just an amazing thing. I remember finally talking with John Bream, and then John Bream was like, "Hey, what was the song in this set, the second show?" And I'm like, "It's a question to you, dude." It was kind of cool to help out Bream with those things, although I'm sure I'll never admit it now. But yeah. Don't understand why they released it without Claire Fisher's orchestration. A double dip later down the line, maybe. You're talking about Cosmic Day? So, yeah. And Vicky, I don't think she would like to be on the show. But, I would talk with people from back in the day that worked at Paisley. There'd be a lot of people that are in it. And that's why I'm saying everyone has their place. However big or small it was, they have stories to tell. I bet you're thinking, I remember that, Scott. Pauly Shore, a blast from the past. And that was a surprise to see him jump into the room, but I didn't think of asking him that question, although we were only on for about 10, 15 minutes. Nice to finally say hello to you too as well. Any other questions that you guys are having? Are there things that are going on? And we're trying to get guests for you on. There's 2 big names, and it's always next week because they have other stuff going on. Like I said, with the artist right now, the schedule is so discombobulated. It's so hard to get them locked in. Of course, we'll be having people on as well. That'll be on the PRN alumni event, Always in My Hair, on August 22nd. That you guys can get tickets to for that. So, sorry, just checking. Peloton instructors, someone saying the photos. I'm going to have something behind me, and I'll be able to have stuff to show you that what I can see and what you guys can't. Trying to work on visual experiences and other things. It's so frustrating because I have the stuff to be set up. I just can't do it myself, and I don't feel like having a handyman in here with what's going on. So, ticket today for Paisley, or trying to fly back to the past before 2020 is where we can enjoy life. Yeah. Oh, the ticket for the PRN alumni. Yes, that's cool. So, but we got a little bit of 10 more minutes of this, but we will probably do an after show. I miss my designer as well, just to have the nice graphics for you guys and other stuff. Did I contribute to the Prince fan storybook? Probably not, because I feel that there's other people, other fans who have stories to tell, and I'll be told in a different way in the future that can like benefit the future Prince Estate and other things, to be part of stuff. Did I attend the Prince conventions back in the 90s? Virginia, I was a young pup then. So no, I mean, I never even got into Glam Slam LA. They'd have the 18 and over shows then, but I didn't have a ride, and I wouldn't know about them until the tickets would sell out too fast. I was like you. The 93, the Act One tour was my first show on those things. But I did not attend the conventions, but I do have people that did, and like someone gave me a pass from it over the past year, and then long matchsticks from Glam Slam. That was cool. So, you know, apparently someone said I age in reverse. I'm sure if my hair was shorter on the sides, which I like growing it out, but man, I miss how it looks. Don't be sorry. You know, those things would be fun now. You can have like the celebrations are kind of like conventions now, but in different ways. Since I've been here, thank you. I just try to be educated on everything, even the stuff that I wasn't part of. That's why I don't just know 1982 through 86. You know, you have Owen come over to my place, play me demos from 1977 and other things, and that's why I feel I know Prince's material from 77 to 2016, but of course I don't know everything because I haven't been inside the vault, but things would be played for me in Prince's car or his hotel rooms when he stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel on those things. I was only 15 in 93. I wasn't that much older. I was able to win all my tickets to see at the Universal Amphitheater at a radio contest on 3 different radio stations. And each night I was 7th row, and I'd be like a few seats off from each one. So the cool thing about the Universal Amphitheater and 7th row was you were perfectly eye level with the stage and with Prince, with Maite, with the NPG. I remember him saying like after show at the Glam Slam, and I'd be like, man, you gotta get it. And like, he'd be like, don't worry about your age, we'll get you in. But the girls that I came with, they didn't want to go. You know, they had to get to San Diego or something. I chose the wrong people to go with. I didn't have a car until probably about 6 months later after that. I have so much regret for not sending the invitation day after probably got my check after performing concert when I was 17. Should have went. Now you know, if you ever get a chance to go back, my first Prince show for Minnesota, Minnesota, 7th grade mom took my second mom, dead center. But yes, you were at the Universal Amphitheater shows, Virginia? For real? Oh, and the after show. Just rub that in, why don't you? I heard that he, and that was like during the Rodney King civil trial. And there was such a state of unrest in LA. Like when he did Purple Rain and then started doing the lyrics from Race is a Space-Time Mark Human, like that's before Race came out. Like it just, that room seemed so unified, and we so needed stuff like that. And to hear about those shows at Glam Slam and how he'd be reading Papa out of the book, it was so new. That was crazy. Sure. Can I start these going to update the podcast again? Yes, the problem, Keith, is that the sound, because I'm using a different system, isn't going to be as good, and that's been problematic. I'm trying to do that. I did order a new microphone, and hoping that will help with stuff, because now you're just hearing the audio of the computer, but I'm sure, although it's not picking up on Facebook, it's not picking up on YouTube, but the audio is being picked up for the podcast, unfortunately, where you're hearing the air conditioner unit. They're still going to charge on the highway. But dang, Virginia, like, so we like were at the exact same shows for that. Well, Ronnie King didn't move all day to the concert. Like Prince performing late night in San Francisco the night before, delayed stuff. And there is an audio recording, a soundboard recording that Frisco show, and Prince's voice was cracking a little bit on that. So it probably was the best to delay it. Every time I think of Virginia, I think of V or Vashti or something like that. Maybe it's just me, another life, another world, space, joy. So, Bruce and Demi Samurai Cross. And also at one of the shows was Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. And they were, they had one of the Polaroids taken of them that Prince would take on stage during the Max. And of course, the reason I knew that is that I was working at the Warehouse, a record store out here in LA, and someone came in and they noticed one of my Prince symbols I was wearing, like, oh, I was at the show. And then like they took the Polaroid out and it had Tom and Nicole in it, and then they had a guitar pick from it. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like I never was jealous of people's experiences, and I don't understand that. While people will be jealous of what other people have, like even when I didn't have a lot, I was like so happy that people would share their stories. J7 days. J7 was cooler than Funkaberry. That's all I got to say. At least the name isn't so presumptuous. But yeah. Did I realize at that young age how amazing it was? 100%. You're talking about someone that would play with his Tinker Toys and have a wooden tennis racket and be playing it. And I would be like 10 years old and I'd be doing the splits. And I would be performing for the kids in my neighborhood. They'd be sitting on rocks and I'd be doing like a full-on lip sync performance, like I was on Putting on the Hits or something, showing my age there. But yes, he was the best and will always be. But you can always, Keith, you can always tune into him on YouTube. I don't know if you can just listen to the audio on your phone instead of video, but you'll have better sound is all. Thank you, Keith. Been doing it for what, close to 8 years now, so I'm hoping that I'm getting good at it. I feel that I'm much better than I used to be, and I always think that there's room for improvement. And Prince was trying to get me used to being on camera more, and man, interview fans outside of Paisley in 2013. Boy, did I blow it. I constantly try to improve myself and force myself to watch videos of myself on YouTube to get better, and just have things that are more professional. And that's why I can't wait for you guys to see what I'll be adding to the set. And it's so frustrating. You wish I was there to see, man, like, and I would like perform by my apartment back then, and I had this railing and I'd like do a flip on it and then do the splits. And let me tell you, my grandmother was pissed because I was going through socks like crazy, because when you're doing the splits and you're wearing socks, not shoes, those are friction burners. I'd be putting holes in all my socks. So yeah, chance on it, Jenny. But that's why I just, speaking of doing the splits, 2001 celebration at Paisley wearing khakis. I did the splits at Paisley and I split my pants and I immediately left and went to Perkins. I was embarrassed. At least I can say I did the splits at Paisley, but now I'd love to do the splits now and probably wear sweats or whatever so it doesn't rip. I want to do that again at Paisley. So all Prince concerts were the best concerts, except for that Hollywood Bowl show. Just because they cut him off short because they didn't know about the stupid strict curfew. But then he didn't play LA for 4 years after that. So, yeah. And it was like the rip on the pants of Paisley was like Incredible Hulk style. Like it just went from the rip of like by the crotch all the way down. Yeah. So all the people that say, oh, Dr. Funkaberry thinks he's too cool for school, that ain't true. So, yeah, there's no more Perkins, but at least there was Perkins when I split the pants. But, yeah, I wonder what will be there in the future. So, Diane, you can ask that question to me privately. on that one. So yeah, let's do something here. Yes. It was always cool to have like a place to go after Paisley, and with Perkins not being there anymore, it kind of sucks. I'd love to have Susan on. I did reach out to Brendan before, but that was mostly for something else. We'll be having, that's the whole thing, is like trying to have a schedule of stuff, and you're trying to get artists on, and they all say they're going to be on, and then you can't give up. You just have to continue to keep writing, especially because you want the show to do well and other things to go on. And there's a lot of stuff going on in my life, not all of it good, but the show, it's an easy way for me to concentrate on those things and try to do these things and hope that it brings joy to you guys in more ways than one. Yes, I was wearing underwear, woman. Don't you got a husband? Joking. Kind of like, I felt like the Kurt Loder thing where Kurt Loder was asking Prince about his outfits. He's like, don't you got a woman? I got to know about that. That's all. Just being funny. Something should replace it. Hopefully it isn't a Denny's. Although Perkins is close to Denny's. But yeah, good for you, good for us. Yes. Let's see. But, I don't want to talk about the guests that we are going to be having on the show, because I mentioned that before, and then other people are hitting them up because, again, we're doing the shows live, so it's not like I can record with the people that I want on at any time. I want them to be on specific, and of course, if there's a specific date that works out for them, we'll make sure to promote it so you guys don't do it. But we like the Wednesday time slot, and then the bonus shows of Fridays. Get Kleenex. What? Anyway, your start time is long. I miss him so much. All right. Thanks. But yes, that's why we want to have other people on that have other stories to share, and not just, other things. We used to have fans come on for the old show in the Spreecast and bring on about their experiences of Paisley and other things. We can have up to 10 people at a time now on this. So maybe when we're doing shows solo, you guys have stories to share, we can have you on. Just make sure that you have your headphones in, make sure you have other things on. So, dare I go upstairs to his apartment in Paisley? No, I did not go inside the apartment, I believe, but I have been upstairs before. I was more enthralled with the weight room. Especially now, trying to find weights is hard. Yeah. So that's one. Yeah, I definitely want to have the fans on again, not just the other people. It's just about having them on, and I think that I'd have to send them a private link. It isn't like Spreecast where they would be requesting to be on video, and then I'd be able to see if their camera was steady or if they had headphones on, to be able to send them private messages. They have to have the link before. I like this format, but the format that was from 7 to 8 years ago, it was actually ahead of its time, more so than what's going on now. You were obsessed at 10. Mother booked Rick James and P opened up for him. I leave after Rick started because so many people were smoking weed. I was 8 or 9. All I remember was the light-skinned guy in underwear. The underwear, eh? 10 years old. So, we have 10 people on live on video at the same time. Right now, combined in all the formats, we're around over 100 people in here. I'm still hiring conference key speakers. I'd love to hire you. Your speaking is great. Thank you, although I feel I need to slow down sometimes, and I could use that paycheck, I'm sure. They need good connections, Jane. Yes, they do, and that's important. That's something that I pay extra for, is to have a good internet connection, so you guys don't have the problems that we'll have with other things going on. So What has been your favorite interview from all people from the Purple fam? That's tough. But I love having like Andre Simone on, because the thing is that he'll be asked the same questions over again. But since, we go back a little bit, you're able to kind of peel off some stuff. And there's some questions of people that I'm going to be having on soon that I can't wait to ask, that was going on at that time that no one else would think to ask. But those are things I try to do, and I cannot wait. Like, for the 2 guests I've been trying to get on for months now, can't wait for you guys to see it, because I think they're going to be absolutely amazing. But I love having the people on that I have on. There's a lot of people I haven't had on yet that I want to have on. There are other people that I will never have on, but we don't need to get into that. So, and yes, Dre and all them, it's just about, we don't want revisionist history. And everyone played a part, whether it was for a long period of time or short, but everyone played a part in it. And that's the most important thing, and that they have these stories to tell. So, possible website / subscription service, the official Prince live shows that he recorded, so that there aren't only coming out with records, and could be a way for the family business to have a constant stream of revenue. It's an interesting thing, but right now the problem is that the money is in the merch for everything right now, not just Prince stuff. Music and musical artists aren't getting paid crap. And it's interesting you bring up the family, you bring up other stuff, because we want this to be able to go on. And I want artistic decisions to be made when it comes to the promotion of stuff. Press releases and all this stuff, like, I get them all the time. And Prince is different. It sometimes felt that when he would release something, it was like an event. He isn't here anymore, but there's ways to do stuff. And I'm not saying nothing about that for now. There's ways to do stuff, ways to promote it, to get the fans excited. Do it in different ways. You have to think outside the box and think artistically. And that's where I would be doing, is I constantly, in junior high, I'd be thinking about ways to promote Prince and other stuff. And people like, you should be his PR person one day. I never thought it would go on like that. But there was stuff that I did that he used the ideas, and I was more than happy to accommodate and to do that. So here's hoping in the future, whether it's myself or someone else, that these artistic visions that can be done of thinking outside the box to help others create can be brought into where it isn't so stale. But for website and subscription service right now, I know it sounds like a great idea to you guys, but it's not, because we have a generation of people that are used to not paying for music, except for vinyl, because they're into the vinyl right now. That's where it comes down to. Well, whenever we always have Andre on, there's always stuff that we go back on, whether we're talking about Sign of the Times, whether he's working with Adam Matt, not just the regular questions of Prince and the Rebels and Jody Watley and other things. So it just goes on with stuff. And I feel, going back to stuff, when it comes to merchandise, when it comes to other stuff, there's a lot of money being left on the table. And it's so frustrating. And I just don't understand some certain things. But I kind of know what you guys want, but I got to wait for the right things, because we helped out, like Ruth asked me in 2007 to work on images that would make great t-shirt designs. And some of that stuff did happen, and I was in beta form, and I still have those, but I ain't turned those over. I asked for sometimes stuff to be sent to me that I can wear on the shows as promotion for you guys. It's because you guys I'll wear a shirt. Maybe I'll have an after show just to throw on one of the shirts, because then you guys ask where it's at. And if you guys don't know about it, which are the hardcore, that's a problem. So, you know, they should be doing virtual tours through Paisley Park and charge for it. Again, that's another thing is you charge it, then someone grabs that video and then puts it up for free. Like I liked what you did a couple months back where you had Mitch showing the top area and the doves and then opening up a special thing that would be on display. I like that. Those are things that they could be doing, but the virtual tours, like I said, it's just you have people that, as Prince would say, you know, he felt that he had people that got off from stealing from him, whether it was bootleg material or other stuff, that they got a kick out of it and it frustrated him. So you'd have this to where Paisley's supposed to be having money, but then you'd have someone like, hey, I can't afford it. I'm going to post it on Facebook for everyone to see it for free, and defeats the whole purpose. And I don't know if they're getting off on stealing on it. But the thing is that they're putting that out as a way to generate income. You're taking away money from the people that's intended for. You know, that's what it comes down to. So Mitch did do a good job on those ones. There are ways to prevent from copying, yes. But again, people have been able to find out loopholes in other things. It just makes it hard. You know, those are the things that we just have to think of. But there's a lot of money being left on the table in different ways. And right now, I'm sorry, guys. I know it's frustrating to hear, but the money is just not in the music. And Prince's music, eventually it'll run out, hopefully in 100 years. But it deserves top dollar. And that's why with these vinyl releases and other stuff, that's why they're so high. But it goes on it. So those are the things. I should be collaborating with the estate. I'm sure you have great ideas to continue to promote. Apparently I don't. I'm not going to say anything about that, but people would know how to reach me. I think I'd have to worry about the estate reaching me. I'd probably get a cease and desist letter. How dare you? Anyway. But thank you. I would love to be collaborating with the estate or with Warner's or with Sony. But it seems that there's certain reasons why those things aren't in place. Do I think Love Sexy could command a box set? See, someone was hitting me up through text messaging about that last month. I didn't respond because I just feel, what if I am involved later on? And then this is an idea that I already had, but this person is saying the exact same idea. Then they can try to come after you. Say like, oh, I had this original idea, blah, blah, blah. I sent you to a text. There are ways that Love Sexy could be part of a box set, yes. Just like when they were talking about, and this is an idea I gave away for free already. Michael Howe talked about how there was several different versions of You Got the Look and other songs on the Sign of the Times box set. That there were so many, so they just had to choose this. Here's my idea that I already put out there. For Record Store Day, why not have like that be a special limited run, Record Store Days in the future where you actually attended, have that be part of it where you have those, although there's slight variance and differences, you have that on that set and it's limited to 7,000 copies, let's say. That way, again, you're leaving money on the table. You put out those singles that have it, because there's a ton of Alphabet Street remixes and other stuff. I'm just thinking of things for the future that you can find ways to put it out, because like you look, today is like the anniversary, not only of the Family set coming out, but also the Get Off Maxi single, which had Get Off House Style, Violet the Organ Grinder, Gangsta Glam. He didn't sit on those, and those were remixes that came from Get Off. Let's put those out, whether it's a vinyl only release of 7,000 or CD. And we've done that with the cassette for the Versace Experience. So it could be on. Killing us over here. Hopefully in a good way. If you need me to stop talking, I'll turn off. Yeah. But that's it. Like, there's just certain ways to do stuff. And those, I think that there is a market for you guys, that you guys have such an insatiable craving for Prince's music. You'd love to hear all those You Got the Look remixes and other stuff. Overseas warehouses for shipping might help some there. What's interesting is that's where the records are printed and pressed, except for the Sign of the Times single set. As they're overseas, then they ship it back over here, and then ship it back over there. So we don't want money to run out. That's why I try to purchase the new releases and merchandise. I feel obligated to help the estate somehow in my own little way. That's what's frustrating about stuff going on with COVID, is not getting it on time. So, all right, so I'm killing you in a good way. All right, good. Hope and pray that the estate will see the true Prince fanatics as the diamonds that they are. I never get into Prince until 2008 when I got so much info from great fanatics. How about purple heads instead of that word? Just that stuff. And yes, I use the word fans too, but not so much fanatics. Yes, I was at Piano Microphone at Paisley, and it was amazing. Like I said, I usually avoid cold weather when it comes to Minnesota, but there was just something telling me I needed to be there. And I was thankful to be there. And then I think he heard I was there the first night, but he didn't see me. But the second night, he made sure to see me in front of the studio with Jesse. And Jesse, we need to talk about that sometime. I'm not sure if you're still in the room, but you go back and do it. So what's not really friendly? Oh, about pushing everything back and forth. So yeah. But again, merchandise. And I do think that the Sign of the Times stuff, when that was put out, I think there was $1,000 worth of new merch put on the Prince estate. And there is a special mask at Hot Topic, you guys. I keep forgetting to put it out. You can probably order online, since a majority of them are inside malls. But they do have a different mask that's sold through Hot Topic that isn't on the Prince estate website. So a rare collection, the alternative versions of You Got the Look would be cool. Thank you, the Purple People. There's other stuff too, but that's what I'm saying with the Love Sexy box set. I mean, there is a way to put that out, especially because like other things going on, although some artists that worked on Sign of the Times felt, or Love Sexy felt that they own the rights to it and that their voice can't be used. I want to show, like, going back to stuff, because we're talking about Paisley things, and this is just in one of my storage things, and of course I dropped it because I'm just cool like that. But anyone remember these water bottles from 2002, the Xenophobia water bottles? Stupid things that people collect. I wouldn't say that I'm a hoarder by any means, but if I'm collecting a freaking water bottle, you guys are going to be freaking collecting Sign of the Times, 18 different versions, even if there's a little variation. So just saying that. I'm sorry that you regret it, but here's hoping you'll have other great experiences in the future that you will not miss, and that you'll get these chances for stuff. You have a case. Oh, Lord. Apparently, I'm not the hoarder, but just keep rocking my t-shirts. Yeah. I mean, look, probably wearing like a symbol thing on this, although this turns into a mask, but this is mostly just for the covering of it. So yeah. When do You Got the Look versions be on the upcoming box set? No. Michael Howe talked about that there were so many different versions of the song that they didn't do that. Or even with I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man, the Shep Pettibone mix. And Shep, if there's other Shep mixes that we're not putting out there, that's a shame. Because Shep at that time was on fire when it came to the mixes of that time period. They went out of business. Spreecast went out of business was the problem. And then they were wanting to charge. So the show would be free live, but if you guys were able to go back, you guys would have to pay money and other things. They were just ahead of their time. You buy more shirts, they were not $50 each. At least the quality is better on the shirts. Although I will say with the rainbow tone and stuff, they're running a bit big, while the shorts previously ran smaller. So now they're running bigger. I don't know if that's out with the other shirts. Can't go wrong with a Love Sexy Super Deluxe edition. But there are ways to do that, especially with Love Sexy Live Sexy 1 and 2, and you having it on DVD, So you look like a governor. All right. Governor of what? Funky Town. Anyway. So even with the glasses, I haven't got glasses, but I have my first Audi glass. So there's a lot of money to be made on the merch. And that's where the money is at. Bravado dropped the ball on that one. That's all I'll say. So, all right. 10 more minutes and we'll try to wrap it up. But I've been enjoying talking with you guys. Not sure we'll do an after show since we already went like 90 minutes with this one though. But maybe I'll have to take photos of myself just wearing the material to promote, to help out the shirt sales. But it's interesting on those things. Come on with questions. I don't want to be rambling. The questions I can answer. You guys have been pretty good with that. No, I've not interviewed Gail Chapman yet. So, what's that? We bought it then, I'll buy it now. That's another thing. Is like, I don't want to hear people complaining about, like this was already released on bootleg. Yeah, I did that with Piano Microphone 83 because that should not have been the first posthumous release. When it comes to other stuff, especially if you got it afterwards or whatnot, if they put it out officially, you guys got to buy it officially. So that's what it comes down to, And that's even what I would tell Prince when it came to talking about the music club chat rooms. Like, yeah, if you have this, like, we will buy it when he officially releases it, but it would be so much stuff that's out there. And we get the Ultimate Rave shirts. Unless, are you talking about the ones that they put out when the Ultimate Rave came back out? Because I know that those came out of print quickly. And like, what size do you wear? Because I have like a hoodie, but they don't fit me no more. They're still in the freaking bag, man. That pisses me off. There's so much merchandise that I have that I never got to wear when I was double XL and XL, and now I'm large and medium. And it's just frustrating. I wish I could freaking return it and get this stuff. Yeah, see, I was right about the Rainbow shirt being bigger. But yeah. So yeah, XL. I may have that. I have the hoodie, but yeah, it's just so frustrating. I mean, I'm glad that I'm in shape, but all that merch that I have to support, and can't wear that no more. So it's frustrating that they don't have them on sale. I still haven't gotten the studio candle yet. I keep forgetting. Next cigarette should be Dirty Mind, my personal thing. That's not what it's going to be, but eventually we'll have some stuff like that. You can include the Rebels project. Well, Graffiti Bridge will be down the line. They're not thinking of that of anniversaries. They're thinking about when their copyright ends for certain stuff. So is it really about taking care of the fans, or is it about the copyright ending? You should do a show where you highlight your Prince home. No, I get too much stuff on that. Again, I kind of feel that sometimes it's showing off. Sometimes I'll post stuff, but we don't need all of that. Never worn any of my official shirts. I bring them out a couple times. I wear them. That's why the ones I have for the 1993 Universal Amphitheater show, I've only worn them like 5 times in my life. That's why they haven't been faded. They should ask fans if they want to see in the store like Prince used to. I do believe they take requests. I'm just not sending stuff in. You can get it altered. I just wonder if it's worth it and how much it would cost. Is that like the shirt, the fur jacket you're talking about? What do I think should be the next release? Well, we got some of the times coming up. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because then you're going to have Sony with their releases coming out. Have I heard any info about the status of the vault material being archived? We have to preserve most of the material. Have they lost anything? Do you think the material will just come out with remasters? Will be future vault releases? I think all of that is being done to the best of their ability and other things. But you got to hope that the press asks that question, because I don't think any of them are going to be appearing on my show anytime soon, unfortunately. So I won't be able to ask them that. So, always in hair was too small without them. So, yeah. When I was there last month, they were selling vintage merch they found. I wonder how much of that stuff they actually have. Yeah, that's from the 2004 musicology era, and some stuff, some other things that were pretty cool. Just that Rosie's doing the best that she can be doing. You know, she's also dealing with the diabetes and other mental issues and other things. When we had Jackie Thompson on last, we brought that up for a little bit. Want the peace sign jacket? That'll probably cost you $2,500. But hey, if you want it, they can make it. I keep saying, don't pass on opportunities, right? The money's in the merch, for sure. And there's other creative ways to sell merch with music. Musicology 2.0 is what we call it. Do I know if the Colony War was a male or female version? Hit me up. Are you talking about the vanilla stuff, or talking about something else? Because he wore different ones, but he would actually mix them. And it wouldn't, all these people that say he smelled like lavender, I don't know about that. I remember smelling him before he walked into the room at a 3121 after show in Vegas. It smelled more fritrusy than lavender. It smelled very orange. And literally, you smelled it before we walked into the room. So, let's have a listen. You're not bothering me. I've been wondering, do you know if the cloud guitars will be coming back? I would hope so, because that's money as well. So, you know, those are the things that you need to put out. I know you're probably looking at the guitars in the back and you're a little envious. Hooking up with a bird jacket, those are crazy expensive, and those were limited, and I would like to have one of those, and I don't. I'm sorry, it just, when you know how much something costs, it's just hard to spend that much money on it, you know? So, what, if anything, did I say for my first live show? I have the shirts, I have the tour program, my memories, but that was basically it. Because, like, you know, we didn't have where, like, Princess Maite was like walking around and they're going to be handing out the newspapers, although I did get one of those eventually. It's not something I had for the night, but I do have that newspaper and other stuff. But it'd be the shirts and the tour program, and then over the years when I'd see the tour program in places, I would buy it again, so it'd be in better condition and quality. So, were you there for the small 3121 shows? Yes, I was at those after shows a lot until I fell down some stairs at my place and then missed the last month with torn ligaments. But I only planned on going to the first Vegas shows and then the last. But then I kept getting offered to come every week, and, oh, I have to go. This person's going to perform. There'll be tickets free. And I'm like, all right. And literally it would be, a few hours drive from LA. And then JetBlue at the time was having deals where the flights were $35. So sometimes you'd fly in for that, park your car in Long Beach, and you'd fly on over. That'd be something more of a question for the cooks on that one than myself. I only saw meat in front of me and I hear other things, but that would be more hearsay. Peach Perfume when Silent Times came out. There you go. That's pretty cool. I think it's funny Prince gave to Thames Bledsoe the peace sign jacket she wore in an episode of the Cosby Show. Yep, that's pretty cool. And she still has that, right? That's not going up for auction, is it? Garden of Eden incense from Salish Winds. They have all the incense he was wearing at the 3121 shows. And then stuff that was sold through the MPG store. So now the 3121, if you're talking about the Vegas shows, you're talking about Empire Ballroom, or you're talking about the after shows in the small club, outside the Rio next to it. Yeah. That was the Empire Ballroom where we had 4 shows or whatnot. It was 2 shows, and then you had the Rio with the time the night before, where you call them the Funk Idol. So the Empire Ballroom kind of didn't work out. I think the Rio was a better fit for him. All I have is my memories of my first show, December 82. You don't have any merch that they sold then, or try to find the merch? Yes. Empire Ballroom. Yeah. I met like a really good friend that didn't understand that it takes Prince forever to be on stage, and she wore heels, and she was like having to like be like a contortionist, or she was like trying to like be like a swan and like have her foot up on one leg because I was getting tired, so I have her just balance on me, and that's how we met. Cool, Violet. Glad we met there. But yes, the Empire Ballroom shows, those were interesting. So you met him there. That's cool. All right. Well, I enjoyed my time with you guys. I enjoyed all of you being in here. Donna, Carrie, Scott, Virginia. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys again so much for all the birthday wishes that had stuff. I wish I was doing shows last week, but it was just difficult to get stuff, and I really, really wanted to have guests. Something did happen with the Sirius channel today, but it should be back online. Maybe they should make up for it and give you guys another month. Go to a Prince concert. I was wondering who designs all the merch. Does Prince have a thing, or do other people just make things with how he wants? And be all different things. There's stuff that I would create myself and wear on camera, and then he'd be selling it at the next show. But he had creative people around him, but he would think of stuff all the time. And then Ruth could kind of give you kind of like an intricate to that, and other people, and possibly even Sam Jennings, who created a lot of stuff. Look, when it came to Peloton, anything that's supporting Prince and his legacy, I'm about. I just wish that there will be other ways that we can incorporate everyone into these things. But I always look at those things as a way to get on. Yeah. Thank you, Virginia. All right, you guys. You can always watch back the shows. Do I read any of the books about Prince? I used to. They're kind of tough now. I still haven't read The Beautiful Ones yet. Although I have the audiobook downloaded, I should be doing that. But I do kind of like, I will have to read Neil Carlin's book, because I plan on having him on. I think his story will be pretty amazing. Brown Mark as well, and other things that are going on. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to drop it because everyone always asks. They ask for it at the beginning of the show. If you want to donate, this is it, to where there's no freaking ridiculous PayPal fees that they take out, whether it's Venmo or PayPal. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for subscribing on Stitcher, YouTube, Spotify, all these other things. We might have a show on Friday. If we can only get some guests on, that'll only be for Friday, but I'm looking forward to next week, and looking forward to having some really, really, really cool guests on. I appreciate you guys, and try to bring some fans on for you guys to share your stories as well, and make sure that your cameras are working. All right? Much love. Until next time, you keep it funky. Peace, y'all. Thank you.